Next week, we'll be discussing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers from 2002. Chris, how was your watch?
I had seen commercials for this on Disney Plus because I have to have Disney Plus being a Star Wars fanatic, and I saw the screen popped up and I was interested in it. I remember watching Rescue Rangers as a child, and then for whatever reason I never did watch it. So doing this show allowed me to watch for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. I like these self-referential. Uh, we're gonna make fun of ourselves at the same time as telling an interesting story kind of movies. So I was uh, a very good watch for me. I really enjoyed it. What about you, Tom?
I did not watch Chippendale's Rescue Rangers growing up, or many of the cartoons this is referencing. I will say I'm a little bit uh, triggered by the sort of nostalgic formula that's being kind of fed to us. And I was also sort of irritated by the fact that there was this like we're going to take old things and make them hip. The joke being like they're rapping at one point, and the movie makes fun of that. Yet in making fun of that, it's doing that as well by bringing forward a popular comic and a popular SNL alum to voice these characters and make it hip for either a new generation or really for the old generation who's kind of having this nostalgic experience. So all of that was a bit much for me. I will say that the movie is warm-hearted. Those I like those comic actors. I like Mulaney and Andy Samberg very much, and I think they're very funny. And I do like the spirit of the movie, which seems to be, despite the humor in that kind of Saturday morning mold, it's still working on that, albeit in a larger scale. And I do think its handling of the material was very gentle. It's not going for this kind of um, subversive irony that I think is just basically intolerable. And so I enjoyed a great deal of the movie, even though I think the premise at this point, this kind of nostalgic factory that's going on for our generation for some reason, has kind of more than irritated me at this point. Rachel, how was your first watch?
I can sum up my first watch in 6 words. I loved everything that Tom hated about this movie.
That's amazing.
I said, I feel like you had that already prepared.
I didn't.
She didn't
As
even
you were
hear.
talking, I pulled out my notes and I was like, scratch everything I was going to say. This is a lot shorter and easier. KJ, how was your first watch?
Guys, my first watch was phenomenal. I love this movie. So, Rachel is on the show. Rachel is my wife. We are married. We're living in a house. I guess we're towards the end of the pandemic, right? We're not in the thick of the pandemic, but we're still kind of in pandemic mode when this comes out. And it comes on Disney Plus, like Chris said. And it was like, I don't know, a Sunday afternoon, a Saturday afternoon. The girls had been home for a year, and we're just putting things on the TV that haven't been on the TV yet. So we kind of put it on as like background noise, and I couldn't look away. I couldn't stop watching. I think I stood for the first 20 minutes because I was just walking through the room. I loved every joke. I loved every beat of this movie. It was great. And then Rachel and I watched it again for this recording. It doesn't hold up as much on a second watch. These jokes are a one time. I mean, they're still funny the second time, I guess, but I think the surprise makes it a lot funnier. Um, and even just, by the third act, it gets kind of tired, but I still loved it. I still really enjoyed it. As Chris said, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is available on Disney Plus at the time of this recording. Go have a watch and listen to our show next week.